They were the most regular. They still whine about how hard they worked for so little. I tell them that's farming. We could have probably taken the more economical route of hiring farm hands, since the boys ate like horses and had a tendency to break furniture and tools. But we achieved an enormous amount of work, and I loved relearning the world of the young. I like to think we gave them some good directions about living in the world. They all spent varying amounts of time on the farm, working for room and board and wine. There was lots of partying and very little cash. When we look back now at those first 6 years, none of us can believe how much we accomplished. As the initial building, fencing, and rebuilding years drew to a close, I recognized I would eventually write about the farm, but some instinct demanded I find a way to tell its story within the natural history of farming itself. The question is, how do you write the natural history of a farm, when such histories tend to follow a linear logic? A farm isn't logical, as anyone who's had a foot stepped on by a clueless horse, or watched the third crop of peas fail to sprout, will tell you. I realized the only way I could write this memoir was by association. A walk through a summer's day, the June day of the solstice. A walk that simultaneously remembers winter snows, sunflowers, the dinner-time song of the sheep, history, and the taste of acid soil. A sublime landscape framed by laughter and absurdity and shock. An 18-year-long day that includes both the past and the future of living on the land, tracing the path that led hunter-gatherers to the factory farm and globalization. Just as we have learned to respect the educational and social fountain of native teaching tales and their great resources, it became obvious to me that the tradition and science of farming could also be told through the magic of story. Rural living is an eccentric pursuit, in the same way that beauty is an eccentric pursuit. An exercise in nonlinear thinking as much as a series of rational steps. It's both a logical and an intuitive act, like running an obstacle course. It seems easy until you attempt to make a machine that can do it. Although our business name is Willow Pond Farm, we came to refer to this land as Trauma Farm, because we soon realized beauty also demands a little terror and laughter, and that this story would have to follow the form of the farm, and not the romantic or scientific myths we inflict upon it. Farming doesn't have a long history by evolutionary standards. The Earth is approximately 4.5 billion years old, whereas emmer wheat was first utilized around 19,000 years ago. Its systematic cultivation began a mere 12,000 years in the past, closely followed by einkorn wheat. That's when the small farm began. These two exquisite grains remain in cultivation, though mainly in small pockets in Ethiopia and in North America, where seed savers are attempting to protect endangered grains. Rice, although the genus appeared 120 million years in the past, wasn't cultivated until 10,000 years ago. The discovery of seed collecting marks a paradigmatic change in human evolution toward what we optimistically call civilization. Cap this with the invention of record-keeping, and suddenly, in the 5,000 years since writing began, the rest of the planet is in trouble. Estimates of our population in 10,000 BC average around 5 million people. Today, we are 6.5 billion individuals on an endangered planet. The historian Ronald Wright notes, our recorded history equals the combined lifespan of only 70 people, counted from slashes in wet clay around 3000 BC, to the billions of binary codes in the hard drives of today. Modern economics and simplistic thinking have made farming even more cruel and dangerous than it has been historically. Thousands of pigs clamped screaming into sterile environments, fields flooded with contaminated sewage sludge, frog genes crossed with tomatoes, potatoes that are also pesticides in the brave new world of genetic modification.